Hello there, and welcome back to another Thunderous Productions video. I'm the madman behind the mic, Jag Thunder, and this is Minecraft. What's up, guys, and welcome back to episode 19 of my Play with Thunder series. And we are still working on the huge towers. We're getting them finished up, and I'm going to go over a lot today in this video. So let's get started. I'm not going to waste no time. There's a couple updates I want to get out of the way first. If you guys follow my channel, you know the nuke station is done as far as that series. We are starting, Matt and I, a new series, and I've got a bunch of videos coming up over the next week, so it's going to give us until next Wednesday. We're going to announce the new series and what it's about and all that good shit, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be really good. Also, too, I've been getting a lot of requests to bring the old server back, or a new server back, or whatever. So I've decided to, well, Matt and I have decided to actually make a server video, and we're going to have people vote on it and comment on it, because him and I don't want to try to do this again if people really don't want it or we don't have enough people that are going to support it. So watch for that. That should be coming up. I'm going to shoot for Monday of next week. I need some time to get some shit together and make a video up, but we're going to shoot for next Monday to put that video up. So we got a lot of things coming up over the next week, so stay tuned to the channel. Got a lot of exciting things going on this week. And also, too, like I said, this build here is getting better and bigger. Alright, so we got the updates out of the way. Let's go ahead and jump in here and let's see what I've done to the towers. As you can see, I've got the top done now. I just went ahead and basically copied the floor and put it up here. It looks good. I tried a couple other things, and I didn't want to waste any more time as far as the towers go, because there was a lot of other things that I wanted to do with this, but it ended up turning out really good. And as you can see down there, we have a new name for the tower, and we'll go over that here in just a minute. But this is pretty much the finished product, so I hope you guys like it. I think it looks really good. I'm very pleased with it. The top turned out actually a lot better than I thought it would, so good job. Thanks for all the suggestions and the comments on that too. I appreciate that. Alright, let's take a look at some of the landscaping I've done. I've got the outsides pretty much finished. I threw in some trees, some water, all that good shit. In between each one, I've got 4 of these, and then I've got started on the main entryway here. So eventually this will come out into some kind of a garden area or whatever. I'm not really sure yet. Each of the 4 corners are now pretty much done. We'll go back in here. I finally got the floor done. So we got a nice checker pattern all the way through. And in here, you can see I've changed it up quite a bit. And the reason, what I've got a little splash of color in here. Is what happened is, when I was working on the tracks, I kept getting confused on, what panel was what, and I had to keep running up to them and looking at them. So what I did is I kind of half-assed have a color code system here. There's the west one with the new sandstone. I think that looks pretty good. And then up here we've got the south track system. And I believe that is the netherrack, maybe. I can't remember. But anyways, that looks pretty good too. And then the east side, this is the end portal block, or the end block, I guess they call it. So E for east. And then this is netherrack here, because I remember putting north and netherrack. I was trying to match up letters, so I had some kind of weird system to, to kind of remind myself when I walked in here. And I actually had 2 different colors, north and south. But the texture pack I was running at work on my laptop when I was doing this, it was 2 separate colors. But when I got back on the main system, my main computer, it changed back. So they're both red, but no big deal. Also, too, I don't know if you can notice or not, but right here, I went ahead and changed out the lights. I was using Bed in the Wolves, but I switched it back over to the new Redstone lamp. I wanted to try to incorporate some of the newer blocks in the build. I think that looks pretty good. It almost looks like stained glass. And it looks a little bit better than what I had there before. So that got changed out. Over in the corners, I put in kind of like some booster, some quick jumps. There's no returns or anything here. This is just for northbound only. It's just the way the tracks are set up. I can't do like I did in the main corner over here, southwest and northeast. So what I have here is I've got a lighting system now to let me know when my dispenser downstairs is full and empty. And we'll go downstairs. I'm going to show you some wiring in this video. I actually forgot to go down there and show you in the last video. I changed a lot of things downstairs. You won't recognize it because you didn't see it, and I apologize for that. But we'll go look at that here in a few minutes. But I got a full and an empty, and that's what I did is I took the 2 blocks from north and east, and I kind of put a little checker pattern up the wall. That way it makes it, pretty recognizable where I'm at. I've got a go baby button and a call cart button, so that if there is no cart here, and we'll go ahead and pick that one up, we can go ahead and call the cart, and it'll drop out of the ceiling, and you can see my lights over here are activating. And there it is. And the same thing happens over there. So when my station is empty downstairs, or my dispenser rather, I can fill it up right here. And it's probably 2 carts down, so it's probably going to take just a minute, and I'll just skip over this if I have to. Alright, so as you can see now I have a full indicator light, meaning that the dispenser downstairs is full. And anything in between, they'll both be off, and obviously when it's empty, this one will come on. So that was pretty easy to wire up, not too bad. I'll show you that here in just a second. I just want to show you everything upstairs and what we've got finished. Alright, so here is the dispenser that I have. I have the horizontal dispenser that I have the tutorial up on my channel. That's what I have over here. It's a little tight down here, but it's not meant to be like an actual visitor's area. It's just a maintenance area. I've got track switchers in, obviously, so I can check the system and make sure it's working. So I can pull this and actually dump the cars out and make sure that everything's working okay and that the cars are switching like they should. And I can switch it back. And I've got test buttons here and here to make sure that the carts switch and they go where they're supposed to go. So this switch over here, when it comes out, it switches the track. I have a delay on that, so it makes sure that it goes out one side or the other. So those of you who are wondering how I got it to go from one track to the other, it's coming out of the dispenser. That's how it happens right there. I actually had to change it about 2 or 3 times. It wasn't quite switching like I wanted it to, and that's why I put these switches in here, so I could test it, because I was upstairs, pushed the button, I'm like, fuck it, come out the wrong side. So I decided to come down here so I could actually see what the hell was going on, so I had to fly back and forth and blah, 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 blah. So anyways, here's the dispenser. And like I said, if you've watched the tutorial or followed the channel, you already know what this is. It's a horizontal minecart dispenser. And I can put a cart in here, and everything will go back in the slot. Alright, I've got a light back there, and I've got indicator lights here, just like I did upstairs. And we can watch it go in. And when it's full, the light lights up there, it lights up there, and all the lights upstairs will come on. And if we put any more in, they'll actually bypass the system, and they'll go into a lava pit down here. Right there. It's a very stable system. I'm a lot happier with this. I had my Pez dispenser in here, and that was running pretty good, but something wasn't quite set up right with my wiring, and it kept dumping 2 cars. So I added this to the channel there about a week ago, so I thought, well, what the hell, I'd go ahead and put it in and see how it works. And I'm very happy with it. Alright, outside that wall, this is the main wiring system, and there's a lot of it. It looks very confusing, but it's not. Okay, yeah, it is. There's no real special gates down here. This is the only gate that I actually have, and it's an AND gate, and it takes 2 signals to activate. And what this is my reset. 3 times I've had to do the reset button, and I thought it was working good in the last 2 episodes, but is what I realized, well, because I only tested it once, I didn't go back and try to do it again. Because it was a circular system, the power to go through would hit the repeaters and go all the way around. And by the time it come back around again, it would just start all over again. So what I had blinking redstone behind the walls upstairs, and the reset button wasn't actually working. I thought it was. So after about 2 or 3 different designs, I decided that it had to have 2 different signals to actually cut the circuit in half to give it a break, so that it wouldn't come back around and connect. And what I come up with is an AND gate. And I've got 4 sensors. The 2 signals that it takes to reset this is the reset switches going out of the station, and if one of the main panels upstairs has power on it, it'll grab those 2 signals just quick enough to send this through and reset all 4 panels back upstairs in the station. And that's what these are right here. So that's how that works. The rest of this bullshit wiring, that's all part of it too. and it's got to go one way, and then it's got to go the other way. Right here's the main reset switch from outside. All that does is just sends power to the redstone cable and cancels out the rest of the circuit here on the main board. And all 4 of those are the same too. And the rest of it's just repeaters and all that kind of shit. These down here, those are the slices that I use on all my TrainStation selectors, and I have videos on the channel for that, and also tutorials. Basically run the power out, run it up the tree, and that's what actually switches the tracks on each side. And then this over here, this is the return system for for my carts. They drop down on the roof, they go through some corners, and then they go down. Both sides come down to the same track. They come underneath, and they run this distance here underneath all the wiring and shit, and they come out and go into the dispenser. I did get a lot of work done down here. This is the wiring behind the system. All this wiring here does is just basically separates the 2 switches to tell the dispenser what side needs to do what. The southeast just needs a solid signal, goes straight to the dispenser and opens it up and lets it go. The northwest one needs to have 2 separate signals going out. That way one will actually trip the dispenser, and then one will actually trip the tracks that switch over. Alright, so on the last 2 videos, I've got a lot of different names and things that people come up with, and I appreciate that. I tried a bunch of them, and they didn't quite fit on the building the way that I wanted them to. So this is what I got. I got CHITS. Is what that stands for is Central Hub Industrial Train Station. So that's what the whole building is CHITS. I like it. It fits on all sides of the corners of the building really good, and I hope you guys like it too, but that's what we come up with. That's pretty much the main build, which I'm going to say it's probably done, or at least 95% done. The only thing I've got left is maybe just a little bit of trim work, and then I've got some outside landscaping. So good job, guys, with the build. It looks good. The rail system is going to continue out on all 4 directions, and what I'm actually working on now is a way to switch the carts when they come in from different directions, and I've already got that built up too. Hey, hello, there it is. And this didn't quite turn out exactly the way I wanted. I was looking for something a little more server compatible, and I changed this again probably about 8 or 10 times, and we'll look at this here in just a second. But what this will do, this will take all the tracks that come in, and you can decide, you can switch and go back out a different track, or you can keep coming through and go back to the tower. And then as you go out, we'll look at the other side. It'll take the 8 tracks, and it's going to split it basically down the middle into 4, and the 4 is going to keep going the direction that it's facing. And then I'm going to have 2 that are going to go off this way, and then 2 that are going to go off this way, and that'll happen from all 4 directions. And then these 2 tracks will go to a destination, and that's what you'll pick from the main station. So those are like the closest ones to the station. And then these 4 will go out again, and they'll go into another building, and they'll switch again, and they'll go down to 2 and 2, and they'll go out. So each line will have 2 of these buildings, but the next one should be a lot easier, and it should be about half this size. But because there was 8 fucking tracks to put in here, this really... I thought it was going to kick my ass. I didn't think I was going to get this, guys, but it's, like I said, it's not quite what I wanted, but I call it CARTS, Complete Automated Rail Transit System. So that's what's going to connect all my rail systems together. All right, so we're going to go ahead and ride a cart in. Let's say that we selected back at the main station, East G. And, of course, I ain't got a lot of speed coming in here, and you really don't want to. Otherwise, I'll overshoot the main stopping system. I've got 2 buttons on each one going through. One is a pass-through button, which is this one. It's an immediate. As soon as you come in, you hit that button, you go straight through. That track just stays the way it is, and you go straight on through. This here is your changer. If for some reason when you come back to the station, and this will work either direction, if you come in from the other way or if you come in from the main station here, you'll hit the changer button, and I'll show you from the other direction how that works. But anyways, you go ahead and hit that, and it takes you downstairs into this. Another selector panel. So I can pick any of the 8 tracks that I want to go to. I can go back out on the one that I just came on. Okay, I can go back out on the track that I just came in on, and or I can pick one of the other destinations. Or I can hit the reset button down here, and it resets the panel on either side. I don't have to have this one set, and just hit the go button, and I can go back out and go back to the station. That's if I'm coming from the station. If I want to go ahead and switch out, and let's say we want to go back over to one of the other ones, we'll switch to this side and hit the go button, and we'll go through, and it switches to this side. And now we're over here instead of over there. That's where we came in at. So each one has the same selector switches, a go through button, and then also a changer button. All right, so now we're going to come over here, and I'm going to show you if I come in this way. All right, let's pick this one here because obviously I think this is the one that I was testing on. So if I'm coming in from this direction, same thing will happen. I'll go back down into the bottom system. And this is fun. This is just a cool, this was really cool and fun. And then I can go ahead and I can pass through by hitting the reset button, and I can go back to the main station. Or if for some reason I want to go to a different destination off of this track and go that way, see, we're going back to the building. Isn't that cool? That's fucking awesome, dude. Seriously. But yeah, if I want to switch and go to one of the other 7 tracks here, or if I want to go back out the other way, one of the other 4 tracks, or if I want to go 2 east or 2 north, whatever it is, this system right here will fucking handle it. That is just really fucking cool. I'm so happy with this. But it's not server compatible, and the reason being is because, one, you've got all these tracks coming in, and if somebody's coming in and somebody's coming out, then you're gonna have people bumping into each other. The only thing to do is to separate the tracks into outgoing and incoming lanes, and probably same thing here on this side. You would have to have 2 different incoming lanes and 2 outgoing. That way people didn't hit each other. And the only place that there might be a problem would be, there'd probably be a problem, is the switching station underneath. You would actually have to set up 2 of them, so that would make this building probably twice the size if you had an 8-track system. Now, if you're only using a 2 or 4-track system, it might work. And we'll take a look at that in episode 20, because I'll have a station about half this size by then, I'm hoping, and it'll have 4 in and 4 out, and we'll actually see what it will do. But as for this one, very impressive, and it handles everything very well. I haven't had any problems with it yet, and I'm very proud of this. I'm very proud of the whole system, and I hope you guys like it too. I just want to bring everybody up to date on all the things that are going on around the channel, things that are coming up. Remember the video vote video, and hopefully some announcements later on this week. And the nuke station's done, and next Wednesday we'll be bringing the new series up. We spent some time on the server last night getting some things built up and started, so we're already rolling with that. It's going to be really exciting. A new series coming up, guys. Again, I want to thank you all for subscribing and supporting my channel. All the comments that you leave, keep them coming. All right, everybody. Well, that pretty much concludes the end of episode 19 for Chits and Carts. And thanks for watching. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later.